I really couldn't tell you. I'm just kind of living it to live, I guess. I'm here.
Everyone's here for a purpose. You know, what that is, I don't know. You know.
I think you can pass it up if you don't find what the purpose is. You can just go through life and never even know.
For me, the purpose of life is to achieve the things the gifts that God's given me.
I don't know what the purpose of life is. What do you think?
Oh, I really don't have any real purpose. Working toward retirement's all.
What is the purpose of life?
To achieve knowledge. That's a toughie. I think the purpose of life is to live a good life and serve God.
I'm not sure there is a purpose to life. I have no idea. You tell me.
The melody's familiar.
What's the purpose of life?
I have no idea. Been trying to figure it out.
I've heard this song before.
What is the purpose of life? Life in general, in abstract? I can't help but ask these questions. I'm sorry.
It's been around 10,000 years, or maybe even more.
What do you think the purpose of life is?
I've been trying to figure that out all my life.
I've got to find out who I am. I've got to find out who I am. Got to know and got to see what's making me me. I've got to find out who I am. I've got to find out who I am. And when I do, I know I'll be what I can. When I find out who I am, I'll be all I can. When I find out who I am.
Who am I? What's the purpose of life? Sooner or later, I think everyone asks these questions. I guess I was, maybe 9 or 10. And our family was over at my grandma's house for one of my aunt's birthdays, I think. Somehow it worked out that Grandma and I were alone on the front porch swing. And I liked that. She had a way of making everyone feel so special and loved. That day she asked me if I was happy, and I said, "Sure, Grandma." And she said, "That's really good, because the main purpose of life is to learn to live happily." Somehow that kind of stuck with me. And I've tried to live my life that way, to try to live happily. But the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that happiness is often fleeting. I mean, things can be so wonderful one day. The family can be so close, your relationships with your friends can be great. Things can be almost perfect. And then somehow they can all crumble and go away. Those have been the times for me when I've most seriously asked myself, what's it all for? What's the point? Who am I anyway?
Any of this sound familiar? Well, as I said before, sooner or later I think everyone finds themselves asking these kind of questions. Well, I've found something that's helped. Some answers about what my Father in Heaven's plan is for His children to find true happiness and meaning in life. These answers have better helped me to understand who I am, what I'm doing here, and what role Jesus Christ plays in the plan. You know, once you find something like this that truly helps you in your own life, the first thing you want to do is share it. Well, I hope the thoughts and music I'll be sharing with you for the next few minutes will ring a responsive chord in you and begin to help you as much as they've helped me. But, you know, I guess in the final analysis, the only way that you're going to know if the things I'm saying are true or not is if the Lord whispers to your own spirit that they are true. In other words, I'm not trying so much to convince you that what I believe is right, as much as I'm just hoping to share with you what I found, so that you can find out for yourself if they are true, with God's help. I hope I do okay.
I am a child of God, and He has sent me here, has given me an earthly home with parents kind and dear. Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday.
The first concept I'd like to share with you is that God is our Father, and that we, all of us, are His children, and that He loves each of us so much that He developed a plan that would enable each of us to reach our greatest potential. And the first step in this plan was for us to come to earth.
Our loving Father in heaven knew that only by entering this world could we begin the process that would lead to our greatest possible happiness. The miracle of birth is that precious moment when we meet our anxious and loving earthly parents.
Oh, it's your baby! Oh, look at it! Look at Charlie!
What about her? Look at her.
It's our her! It's
Little girl. That's Christina.
Oh, look at her! Okay. Oh, listen to her cry.
That's the first cry.
Hi, Christina.
And she looks beautiful.
Oh, look at her. Her toes are stretching, Charlie.
Oh, I have to get a movie of those curly feet. I love it.
Oh, listen to her. Cry for us.
There she goes.
Oh, it was worth every second.
You've just had your own little miracle right there.
Oh. Whenever I hear the song of a bird, or look at the blue, blue sky, whenever I feel the rain on my face, or the wind as it rushes by, whenever I touch a velvet rose, or walk by a lilac tree, I'm glad that I live in this beautiful world Heavenly Father created for me.
The idea of God being a loving Father in heaven wasn't that hard for me to understand, because I have a wonderful Father here on earth. And it makes sense to me that if you really love your children, what you want most is for them to learn the things that will help them to be the happiest. In God's eyes, we're all His children who have to learn the important lessons of this life little by little, step by step, like children.
When I teach you to tie your shoe and read the funnies and add up 2 + 2, I'll smile so proudly while I watch you grow. But there's a lot more I want you to know.